Okay, today's date is 6/21/2020, and it's a session with Zeke Matevosian. Okay. All right, so we want to quiet our minds as best we can. I do have some lozenges if you want. We're going to quiet our mind as best we can. We'll let the coughing and the thinking out into the environment. Take three deep breaths and activate that focus of attention and putting it on the dual pure soul essence that we carry. The one at the human level, the one at the fifth dimensional level, the dual pure soul essence light. Let's focus on it, activate it, invite it in, give it permission. And I see you, it is happening. You are activating it. It is moving in, through, and around, as am I, in, through, and around the physical body, moving in every little nook and cranny around that body, and then it moves into the etheric bodies, which is the mind of this life. All the thoughts, the habits, the emotions, the experiences, the learning, the fears, the misunderstandings, the beliefs, everything. But it continues to expand to encompass the totality of the soul. Okay, and it's moving to encompass the totality of both the fourth and the fifth dimensional soul that you carry. I'm going to ask that you and I be joined in one accord at this pure soul essence level so that both our powerful lights are joined together for the duration of the session, and it enables me to be working totally in your highest ideal and in accord with your own divine will. I'm going to also ask that we become amalgamated with the higher selves individually and collectively. And I'm going to call in any other higher selves from any other realm or direction. You have a lot that just came in. A lot of higher selves came in. There's a lot of support for this journey that you're on. Before I get into it, I would like to also have us focus the attention on the network, the originating source network of all there is. I want us to put that focus there because it is, again, giving permission for that infinite energy and information to move into this, our free will arena, to bring to you whatever is needed and necessary at the highest level that you can handle at this point in time. Okay, I'm going to activate the Rainbow Bridge energy as well, and also the tuning fork energy to bring those chakras into the highest state of attunement and efficiency to facilitate this healing. Okay. What I was getting earlier was just something very simple about it, that this is very much coming from that purity of purpose and sincerity of motive that you do carry, and that there will be, I want to say, bumps, because in a way, and we're going to work on it, I see now what we need to work on it, that purity of purpose and sincerity of motive is beautiful. It's what I've always seen with you. But it is in conflict or clashing with that part of you at the soul level that is, obsessed with women. Yeah. So there's a conflict there. And so there will be, we're going to work on it today, but it doesn't mean we're going to completely clear it. What I'm seeing is there will be incidences or upsets occasionally from this, that, or the other. They're encouraging you, your higher selves are encouraging you not to be put off. Not to feel, I've screwed up, It's easy to go there. That's where that part of you that is really so pure, so clear of what your purpose is, and so sincere. It sets high bar for yourself, and then when the bar, you don't meet it because you allow in some way the obsession with women to interfere. There's going to be the tendency to self-attack, and they're really encouraging you when you get something that happens, some blip, some upset, some roadblock, something, to work on it instead of attaching it to I failed. Instead of saying, to understand that you're still in the process, you're still in the transition of clearing. You're still moving forward into full access to all that you are. You're still in the release, the soul mind detox that we're all still in, okay? So it'll be, anything that happens will be an opportunity. Okay, and you're good at it already. You say, Janet, something happened this week. I got to talk about it. I got to, let's work on it. Yeah. You're already in that mode, and they're just encouraging you to continue to be in that mode instead of feeling like, oh, this was a terrible idea, Okay. So I want to begin simply by releasing this conflict. Because this part of you that is obsessed really doesn't want to connect with the purity of purpose and sincerity of motive. It feels like it's going to lose itself. It's going to be shut out. It's not going to be able to find its satisfaction, its voice. It's absolutely resisting the connection with that other part of you that's so strong. It feels like it's going to get lost. It reminds me of Jane with Michael. She didn't want to detach. Yeah. And there was a lot of fear. There was a lot of resistance for a long time because it had been who she was for so long. And this part of you is similar to that. It doesn't want to expose itself to that part. It feels vulnerable, but determined not to give in. So I want to work on that, okay? So I want you to release as much as you can this part of you that is obsessed, this part of you that feels fulfilled only when that obsession gets expressed, is brought into your reality, your mundane world. And it's the eternal chase. Okay? And I want you to release as much as you can. I want to send love and light and gratitude to this part of you, because this part of you did you a favor, a big favor, in that it woke you up from the self-denial. Okay? Yeah. You had a long pattern, a long history of self-denial for whatever reason. And it wasn't just from this life. We've worked on it. You had, these other lives. So this stepped forward, but it gathered strength. It brought you out of the self-denial, but it's as if it's had so much self-denial that it is just running rampant. It's now free, right? And now it's just running rampant. And I want you to send, first of all, a lot of gratitude for the fact that it woke you up, that it brought you out of that self-denial pattern, made you really clear that that isn't what you want anymore, but it's just completely the other direction, and there's a tremendous imbalance here. So we want to, it's like a naughty child or a teenager that doesn't want to listen to reason. It's just like saying, I know what's right for me, and nobody can tell me what to do, that kind of thing. And I want you, just to continue. We can't talk it out of it. This is not what it's about. It's about loving it no matter who and what it is, accepting this naughty, quote-unquote, naughty child part of you, loving it, accepting it, being so happy and so much gratitude that it is part of your life. It brought you out of a state of despair and loneliness and isolation and not addressing those kind of things. But so you want to send all that gratitude and love and nurturing to it, to help it understand. You're not in a fight with it. You don't ever want to reject any part of you. You don't want to judge any part of you. You want to love all parts of you. And that's what I want you to send. Just tons of love to this part of you that has this compulsion. I'm just watching. And it is softening. It is softening. And it's lessening that, that...
It's less defiant.
Yes, it's less defiant. Yes, are you picking that up?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, good.
Of course, right.
Yeah.
Of course. When you're fighting, it becomes defiant. When you love it, then
yeah, exactly. Exactly. And you're doing a beautiful job, because it is, I'm seeing the defiance, it start to dissipate. And I want you to actually release defiance and release all the reasons and the causes for that defiance, because understand that this part of you was born from real experiences, real situations and conditions in multiple lives. It is not there on a whim. It's there for real reasons, and it's had a lot of trauma, a lot of denial, a lot of repression, a lot of negative situations and conditions that it suffered. So I want you to release all those things, the suffering, the denial, the hurts, the wounds, the repression, I see you as, and this has come out before, you've been in so many positions where people ordered you around and you had no say. You were, a slave. Yeah. So I want you to release more of that. We've worked on it some. Let's just keep working on getting deeper layers here. Keep sending the love too, the love and the beautiful, beautiful gratitude, and also nurturing and nourishment. You want to send communication, support, and the reassurance that it's still an important part of you. It is not going to be lost. It's going to be brought into a state of balance. The two parts together will be balanced, not one polarity over here and the other polarity over there. Opposite and in conflict with one another. To work out the balance, the harmony. And I want to call in divine balance, divine harmony, divine resolution, divine connection, divine oneness. So that both parts, because the purity and purpose that you carry over here can be operational in the part of you that wants to be in a relationship with a woman. That right now, that part of you that's defiant is keeping out the purity and purpose in a way. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes, you're very kind, but your purpose is not pure.
Yeah.
It's distorted.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean. It's keeping that out.
Yeah.
And in most likelihood, that pure side is keeping out the freedom. You don't have balance on either side. So we want to call in divine balance, divine understanding. We want to release misunderstandings, misconceptions, misinterpretations. We want to release fears, fear of loss of the self. Both sides are concerned. Oh, well, if I combine with that other side, where am I going to be? Who am I going to be? Will I get to make choice for myself? That kind of thing. It's just a lot of fear coming up, a lot of misunderstanding, tension, stress, worry, doubt. Release all of that if you can. Let me just watch what's happening. Well, the part of you that was so defiant is definitely shifting. It was, first of all, it's not the first time that you've softened. This part of you has been softening all along the way. The defiance, if we had looked at it right in the beginning when we started working on it, it would have been much worse. But you've already made a lot of inroads into some of the patterns from the work you've already done. So this is, it is softening much quicker than I would have thought if I didn't understand what I just told you. So this is really good news. It's come down maybe a half down, because I always see it kind of in a pendulum thing. And so the swing of the pendulum at the extreme is the defiant. It's about halfway down already. It's just great. So I really want you to continue. We want to continue to send it love, reassurance, divine reassurance. I want you to release any and all self-identities and belief systems that are wrapped up in the supporting of this defiance. Yeah, whatever it is, known and unknown, we're not going to know everything. Any fears of loss of the self as well, any so much unknown here. I want to just call in divine flush. I want to really flush out these your chakras front and back. And I'm seeing you shedding a lot of sort of dark smoke, especially in the lower, from maybe the chest down. I see you just a ton of dark energy just flowing out, both in the front and the back. It's really 360 degrees is how I'm seeing it. It's really beautiful. You're releasing a lot, and I really want divine release, divine love, divine permission to come in, to allow yourself to let go of the extreme approaches. You'll never lose the purity of purpose and sincerity of motive, and what you're releasing from that is not the purity of purpose and sincerity of motive itself, but the part of you at the soul level that's bought into it to the point where you would be celibate. You see what I'm saying? That's what you're releasing from that both the imbalances, and now that we've named that part, I'm starting to see it move down, because I didn't really fully explain that. The purity and purpose and sincerity of motive is the heart of who you are. But there's part of you at the soul level that has taken that to the nth degree into the denial. Into the denial, I have to be pure, because it comes from belief systems all over, through the last millennia, and in the force fields of energy, and the higher selves have told me that it's on many planets, not just this one. So wherever you've been, you've taken in the definitions, the shoulds, the rights and wrongs for, religious purposes. We've talked about this before. But even though you don't believe it now, you're still carrying some of that. So I want you to release as much as you can. So that is definitely moving down. I want to call in divine clarity of vision and expanded perception, divine wisdom, divine connection to the self, to the purity, the unlimited nature that you have, the higher wisdom. You're just releasing a lot. I'm just kind of watching it here. And these two parts of you are definitely moving down, closing in on the balance and harmony, right at the center where you're balanced and harmonized. But I'm not sure you'll get all the way down, but you are doing a great job. Now, I just want to see... The higher selves are indicating that this work is really important, releasing the distortions that you carry, because the calling in a meetup group or in any kind of thing that you call in, the energetics that you carry are doing the calling. So if you have these energetics that are distorted, even though your words are saying one thing, you could draw in people that aren't, that are looking for something else, that kind of thing. And so they are encouraging you to release, they never told me.
I have it in me, so I'll be drawing it.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't want that to happen.
Right, because, and they're just indicating too that they're bringing that to your attention, but they're indicating that this work is doing exactly what you need to do. So that you can create this group that really reflects the word sanctuary. Okay? And it doesn't mean you're going to bring in people that are totally fine. You're going to bring in people that need the support, but you don't want them to have another agenda. You know?
I want to make sure of that.
So it was not that it's in your conscious mind. They're not addressing that. They're just validating that this work you're doing to release for yourself is also going to help in the bigger picture. It also is going to draw in. Excuse me. Sorry, I thought I was going to sneeze.
I want to make sure that's part of the group. It's that maybe every time we start the meeting, we say something. We actually make the statement that our intention is pure.
I would amalgamate.
Amalgamate
the whole great. Yes.
Just to have that statement, the beginning of the statement, the beginning of every meeting, I want that stated. Our intention is pure, and we respect each other, we kind to each other. I want to make sure that's
Just the statement is not enough. You do need to call in the divine energies.
yeah, both.
Yeah, you don't want
Yeah.
to just say the words because that's fourth dimensional. You can amalgamate and state the words.
Yes.
And
that's
then
what I
those
want.
words are coming out using the divine energies.
Yeah.
All right.
But I don't want to be like the 12-step program. They spend so much time beginning of every go through 12 steps to 12 traditions, all the rules. They just spend half the meeting reading and
It's
reading.
30 seconds.
Yeah.
We are
Yeah.
our pure
They
soul
keep it as
essence.
pure, as simple,
We are
and
our
concise.
higher
Yeah.
selves.
Yeah.
We are the originating source.
Or just amalgamate the beginning of every.
Yeah, it's 3 sentences.
Yeah.
Just focus on each sentence for
Yeah.
a few moments. It's 10 seconds, 20
Yeah,
seconds.
Nothing more. Just
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you can state the intention, or you can,
Just something about kindness and respect. Like that's the only thing. We all be kind to each other, not say anything mean to each other. Yeah, you know. And
Right.
I think that's really important to me. Nobody's hurting anybody else. Nobody's ridiculing anybody else. Nobody tells anybody, don't say that. That's not in the Bible.
right.
You know. Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, that's all right. No, I think that's a good thought. Okay. Okay. Your depth soul has stepped forward. The depth soul is simply a part of you at the human level that carries a tremendous amount of wisdom. It's as if it's been around pretty, the soul accumulates lives. Because every time you lay aside the body, the mind of that life becomes part of the soul. So the depth soul is one of the oldest parts of you. And it's very wise. It's been around for most of the journey. So that's the depth soul. And in fact, I am seeing a woman. Now, it doesn't mean anything because we've had male and women lives. It's not any, there's no reflection or no hidden meaning to that. It's just coming out as a woman. That's how I'm perceiving it. And she's indicating that one of the earliest lives you were incarnated as a woman, and that was really why she's presenting at this point.
Sure.
Okay. Okay, I'm not sure what she wants to say. I keep hearing bits and pieces, but I want to make sure I'm clear. Okay, I'm going to try to say her words, okay? I'm here to indicate to you that you are one who has carried for many eons of time the wisdom and the knowledge and that purity of purpose that serves you well and is present still throughout into this life. There are occasions where souls do become so embroiled in different situations and conditions over one's life journey that they lose touch with that purity and purity of purpose and sincerity of motive. You have not done so. It has been operational in a major way throughout your journey. This is not to say that you have not taken on many soul scrambles as have all others like you. The carrying the dual soul nature, it does not why can't I come up with that word? Does not mean that you do not experience and live out the situations and conditions in lives in a very similar way as do the humanities. When we volunteered to return, we also had to agree to obey the rules and regulations in the human kingdom, which means that the free will is fully operational and the divine part of you is unable to trespass. The amalgamation, as you know, is the way to... Okay. She's giving me... I know what she's going to say, so it's a little bit hard, but let me just say, the amalgamation is that process that gives permission and invites in the divine energies, and it is for this reason that I've stepped forward to encourage you to do, even if it is a short amalgamation, that you do bring that to your group.
Yeah.
Part of your process, part of your unfoldment, part of your mission is going to be one where you play out in a simple manner the idea that the divine is carried within, and not only do we have access to that within, but we have access to the without divine. The consciousness, as you know, is extremely important to the humanities, and the higher they move in their evolutionary process, the more willing, the more ready they are to take on a conscious understanding. You're bringing the concept of that each individual, it comes well equipped into every life because they carry the divine within. They have access to the divine without, utilizing the simple focus of attention. This is a concept that you fully understand and you grasp, and it is one that you very simply will provide others that you associate with, whether or not it is in the meetup group or in some other situation or condition. You will speak of it without carrying the religious shoulds. You will come to it without the push for them to believe. You will come to it with the idea that here is a concept they can accept or not, but you are giving them choice by presenting it to them. You are one that has worked through your belief systems. You have come to see and understand that they can imprison, they can entrap, they can limit, and therefore you come from that perspective or that arena of being able to offer the information without pushing, without the shoulds, without saying this is necessary, and leave it there. It is a very powerful place that you have worked hard to come to. In many ways, it's been traumatic. It's been difficult. You've had many upheavals. But as your depth soul, I can say, I want to cry.
Cry.
I'm sorry. She's giving you all these kudos, saying, it's been hard, but you've never lost sight. You've just kept going. You've just kept unfolding. You've just kept moving forward and releasing and letting go of the constrictions that we all have. Doesn't mean there aren't more there, because there's so many from eons of lives. But you have developed this perspective that is really true and centered, where just what you were saying to me today, it's just no coincidence that she's coming forward now, because you just said to me you want to present things where people just hear it. It's not about you've got to do it.
Yeah.
And that you're very clear on that. You said it to me today, and boy, she's right here saying, hey, yes, this is going to stand you in good stead, because you have a lot to offer, because you have the information. Many people know there's something within. They have no idea what it is, what it can do for them. They might feel it, but hey, okay, big deal. They don't know. But they don't understand that it's so easy to access, that you can use it to help you. And you will just simply present the information. If they're curious, they'll come to you and say, what is this thing? If they're not, they'll just take it in at whatever level. And maybe they'll take it all in, but without needing to ask questions. Maybe they'll take it in bit by bit over lifetimes. We don't know. But just they have choice, simply because you'll be presenting that concept. Don't have to make the big deal of it. Don't have to ram it down their throat. And you understand that. You've been in so many groups, you understand.
Yeah.
You carry a really deep knowing. Okay.
I want to say, I see a tendency of it wanting to become a cult. I really want to prevent it from having any attributes of a cult.
Okay, what kind of cult were you thinking about? I'm not seeing that.
Any indication that it's I want to know what the psychology teaches that if they don't let you leave, then it's a cult. So I'm like, yeah, something I'm not gonna.
Okay, well, first of all, you're not going to ask for belief.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
You're not going to set yourself up as the wise one.
Yeah.
I know the answers.
Yeah.
You're not. You're just going to be there. You're going to share what you know. And also, you're going to grow and expand within the group as well.
Yeah.
And so, but you'll be very open about it. You've seen me many times. Oh my God, I've never seen that. Oh gee, thank you guys, because I suddenly, whatever.
Yeah.
It's not about setting yourself up as you know everything.
Yeah.
And so, if you have that tendency, let's just go right in now and say, okay, I want you, because you are a natural leader, Zeke.
Yeah.
But it's very important to release the need to be a leader.
Yeah, and Janet, I this is the thing, that I will have the temptation to present myself as a Messiah. See?
You've had it in the past.
Yeah.
So we're just going to, whatever might be there still lingering around, let's release all of that. Yeah, because you've moved so far past that. But, there's dregs. I told you about watching that TV show, and I got triggered for that unrequited love thing, right?
Yeah.
Sobbing, and I'd worked on that pattern many dozens of times over. Yeah, but I feel like I finally got to the heart of it. I just don't feel any that.
You can.
But it took a long time. But so were there dregs for all of us. So I want you to release all the dregs having to be the leader, the Messiah, the wise one. The people hanging on your every word, whatever it plays out or did play out in whatever manner in the past, whatever distortions around leadership, because we're here to demonstrate and to offer, not to ram anything down anybody's throat. And I also want you to release judgment, because I just got that email from you, that text that you are not going to send anymore, and it's full of judgment. So I want you to release judgment of the self and judgment of others. And I want to call in divine love and acceptance for the self of others, divine forgiveness of the self and others, divine love of the self. I think I did love of the self and others, forgiveness of the self and others, and acceptance of the self and others. I want to just flood you with all of that. Okay. And unity and acceptance for all life. Divine love. divine balance and harmony, divine expansion, divine.
I think I should keep it like completely separate from the Zeke show, right? I don't want to advertise the Zeke show to my members. I just got that, right? Right?
Yeah, the Zeke show was part of some distortions.
Yeah.
And it's not that it hasn't done you well. In other words, you've grown and learned throughout the show.
Yeah.
But you started doing the ads for people, right?
Yeah.
That was part of your process of growth. There's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with the Zeke show.
Yeah.
But you're really grown past a lot of it.
Yeah.
And you're going to continue to grow past it.
Yeah.
I would continue to do it, maybe just keep it private.
Yeah, and then I should remove all the sexual things that could offend people, right? I should remove them, make them private.
Do whatever you want, but just be discerning about what's private and what's public.
Oh, okay.
I wouldn't remove it because it's part of your journey, and maybe in 5 years.
Okay.
Aw. What, kiddo?
It's who I am. That part is who I am. I don't want to reject it. It's part of who I am.
Yeah, it's part of who you are. Absolutely. You don't want to reject it. But sometimes.
But then I don't want to sabotaging me. I don't want people then get offended and then not. Then I do get off when people unsubscribe, and I know that's why they come across a video like that. They get offended. They unsubscribe.
Well, keep some of them private.
Yeah.
Just keep some of them private.
Yeah.
I'm saying don't get rid of it. Love it for the journey. It's been part of your journey now for what, a year or two.
Yeah.
It's led you in so many ways, but you might, be discerning about what part of your journey you're going to put out to the general public.
Yeah. I got to be real careful about it. Yeah.
And once it's private, doesn't mean you can't unprivatize it. 6 months from now, you go back and you see and you think, oh, well, I probably can make that unprivate, or maybe I might better make more other ones private. Your opinion about it, it'll shift and change as you continue to go through this process.
Okay.
I mean, first of all, I'm so impressed. I have to say, the growth, Zeke, is.
And then my inspiration was who's that guy? The comedian Lotka. This famous comedian. Why would I forget it now? And then that's his message. You can't. That weirdness that he has, that's his signature. Andy Kaufman. Andy Kaufman?
Mm-hmm.
That's his act, is his weirdness. That's what makes him popular, is his weirdness.
But that's the public persona. That's how he's found success. So he plays on it, maintains it. But that's not who he is. Don't be confused by that. It's very different.
Yeah.
When you have a public figure, they have a persona that they project, that they're successful in the public. Public likes them and loves them for whatever.
Yeah.
But that's not who they are.
Yeah, I get that. And also that the point is that I don't want to hide what could possibly be the one thing that would be like that's the core of my message. That thing that's controversial, that pisses people off. Maybe that's the thing that would really inspire people, that I don't hide it and I flaunt it, and then people would say, yes, I feel the same way. Why are people hiding their sexuality? Why is it that Christians get us to believe we're guilty because we are sexual, and then And then maybe, yes, I believe in you, Z, because I feel the same way. We shouldn't be ashamed of. We could say a dirty joke and it's
Okay,
funny.
okay, but I understand, but I don't think you know yet what the persona is. What, you have 100 followers.
Yeah.
You are still in process developing who you are, what your message is going to be. So right now you're thinking that's the message. But maybe in 6 months the message has evolved. You now have your meetup group, you have something going on there, whatever. And now Zeke has evolved into this person who's all about, I mean, I'm making it up because I don't know, all about respect and caring for one another.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know how it's going to go, but don't lock into this is my persona right now.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying you might change what you privatize over time.
Okay.
Yeah, you see, you can take something out now, give it a try.
Yeah, don't lock into it.
Yes.
Let it be there and then see what happens. It might come, it might. Don't decide right now what it is.
Exactly.
See,
Allow it to unfold because you're doing so much unfolding, Zeke, so fast.
Yeah.
So fast. You are just so, you're changing. It's like lightning speed. You're on the bullet train. And so that's why I don't want you to lock in.
Okay, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Don't make the decision, oh, this is what it is. I mean,
Yeah,
people like
yeah.
Robin Williams, he had a huge career.
Yeah.
And even Robin had a different persona through different times.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know much about Andy Kaufman, but I certainly know who he is. But, you know, some people are unidimensional and like they make their living, like George Carlin. He makes his living a certain way. I mean, he's dead now, but you know, they are people like unidimensional. People like Robin Williams was multidimensional. He had more than one persona, more than one message. You know, so everybody is different. So yeah, don't lock in. Okay? You're absolutely unlimited, Zeke.
Yeah.
You can be more than one thing to more than one person, to many, you know?
Okay. Just a final thing.
I want to say one other thing.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, go ahead.
You could have different channels on your
YouTube channel. Yeah,
Yeah, we've said that
I wanna
before.
Do that. Never got around to it. I want to see
A channel for this. You could have a channel for your, you know, related to your meetup message. You could have a channel for the autism stuff that you do.
Yeah.
You could have a channel for your personal stuff, which you might make some of that more private.
Yeah.
You know, you can have these different channels so that people don't have to wade through everything to get to what they're interested in.
Yeah, I think that when they go to the ZekeShow.com, then they come to a page that presents those choices to them.
Yes.
And they can make the choice where they want to go.
Yeah.
I got that, yeah.
Because you're unlimited.
Yeah.
And what was the one thing you wanted?
And then I said I wanted to show something about this message I sent to Alice, and then you said you don't want to see that, and I for some reason.
Well, weren't you? I saw something.
No, I never sent that to you. It's a video I made and a text I sent to her.
But I think wasn't it the reason I didn't say it because I'm not
interested.
No.
It was something else.
I think it has something to do with what we had already talked about.
About what?
You and I talked about Alice.
Yeah.
So I thought the reason I didn't want to listen to it is because I already knew what it was about. But maybe I'm wrong.
It was about something she tells me about prosperity. She kept repeatedly saying you shouldn't go after money. You should spiritual. You shouldn't go after money. These are two things that people say. Like Jesus only had the shirt on his back, so you should be poor if you're spiritual. Buddha the same, only had the shirt on his back, and then that Jesus never had a single sexual experience in his entire career. And these are the two misconceptions. And then the one I'm saying, she says, well, I never said you shouldn't go after money. I said this. Which reminds me of what Jeremy told me. He says, this isn't arguing, this is talking loud. Which is just the same thing, it's just he says that to block it. And Alice is doing that. And she says, well, I said that 2 years ago, maybe I said that. I'm not saying that anymore, but she keeps saying, where are you getting that money from? We're escaping the bottom of the barrel with Dad's inheritance. Money's running out. And she keeps sending me these shaming and guilting and scarcity, belief in scarcity. She doesn't want to let it go for some reason. I keep repeatedly telling us, don't give me those beliefs. Don't stop sending that to me. And I had the $7,000 debt on my credit card this month. And I went to my mom, and my mom wrote a check, and I paid it off,
Good.
And then, so I said, Alice, I'm not going to come to you for money anymore, because that's the message I keep getting from you that I don't like.
Right.
The negative.
Is that what you said then in this video to her, the message
Yeah.
to her? I'll look at it.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I misunderstood.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It was a misunderstanding. So that I said I'd rather, and then my mom abuses me when I go to her, and then there was this thing that she wanted my dad's money to run out, so then I would have no choice but to go to her for money, and then and I told her I would rather go to mom and get abuse from her rather than come to you and get your belief in scarcity and humiliation and shaming and guilting.
Right.
Right?
It's not an easy choice.
Yeah, and then the point is that I really want at some point to get like some breakthrough, that money starts coming in, that my prosperity flourishes, and then I can you guys keep your money, both of you. I didn't know, you keep it to yourself, you do whatever you want with it. I'll have my own money, and I'll give you what I have. I
Right.
think that's the thing.
Well, you know. So, are you?
That's it. That's all I wanted to say. It's
Oh.
over. Yeah. It's just
Oh, okay.
maybe
Okay.
maybe then.
Let me
later.
I would just want to go in and I want to take a look at you.
Okay.
Okay. There's a lot more balance here. There's a lot of movement on those two polarities. Definitely closing in on the center point. Oh yeah, let me just check in with your depth soul. She's indicating that you got the message, and she just wants you to know that she is there. You can ask for her, actually, and she carries a tremendous amount of wisdom. You may not hear separate words, but just ideas will come into your head. She is you.
Yeah.
So just if you say, I'm calling in my depth soul, I have a little confusion here, what to do or what, whatever, and you'll get a sense or feeling, maybe not at that moment, but maybe 5 minutes later or whatever, when it moves into your consciousness. Okay?
Yeah.
So she's there for you if you want. I want to put the cocoon around you because you did a lot of releasing. And I have it around me too, so we're joined at the feet. It's all good. You've got the divine acclamation, integration, and assimilation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Good. About that.
Okay, kiddo.
Just brief video. Let me.